This is our first lesson in Canva. Once you go to My HJ Yearbook and go to Sign In, you should see choices of years. Always click 2024. First, a quick tour. We're going to start by going to Design, then Pages. And even for old staff members, there are a few new additions this year. When you scroll around, you're going to see our entire book. Right now, most of the pages are unedited. Later on, when we start them, this is going to turn yellow for edited, and there's a different color coding for each step along the process. The largest words are what the spread is. Pages 10 and 11 are homecoming. Underneath that is the chapter name. This is in the student life chapter. The person in charge of designing the page, that's their name next. And then the due date. We'll talk about the fluidity of due dates later on. Then you're going to see some search options. Like you could always scroll. If I'm Jaden, I can see that I'm doing homecoming. To see other pages that Jaden is doing, you can scroll through and find their name. But a faster way is go to filter and then go to staff assignment. Let's say I am Kat and I only want to see the pages that Kat Wilson is doing. When I click that, Kat is in charge of theater and band, and that's the fastest way to find your own pages. You can close this, you can uncheck it and see everything. Scroll around, you're going to see from page 1 all the way to page 244. What I want you to do first is find one of your pages. Again, I'm going to pretend that I'm Kat Wilson because I already know what those pages are. Either one of them, some of you have one spread, some of you have two or more. It just depends on your job. To open up a page, you just double click on one of the sides, either 30 or 31, one side of the spread. The opposite side, you always have to click to open. Now that both sides are white, we're just going to learn how to import pictures and typed text. You're going to click on the rectangle tool on the left-hand side and draw two boxes. Gray boxes represent where pictures go. Then click the text tool. Click and drag a box that goes across the left side of the spread. You're going to see what's called dummy copy or temporary text that goes in that spot. I want you to highlight it all. There's several ways to do this. You could click and drag all of it. You could double click to highlight one word, triple click to highlight everything, whichever one works for you. But once all of it's highlighted, I want you to type question goes here, then highlight everything. You can also click and do Control A on the keyboard. Let's make this at least, let's go with 25. Then you can either type text again, or my favorite thing to do is just copy and paste. Arrow key is for moving things, resizing things, and also copying and pasting. Click on it, go to Edit, Copy, or Control C, Edit, Paste, or Control V. Let's paste some text there, and edit, paste again. Let's paste it over here. So question goes here, question goes here, question goes here. Let's change this to answer, and this one to answer. Don't worry about fonts at this point. Later on, we're going to set our fonts. Right now, Times and a few others are choices, but once we figure out which fonts we're going to use throughout the book, you'll only see those. Next thing I want you to do is go find your chart, those 10 questions we did with Inside the Actor Studio, and find one of the questions that two people gave you a good answer for. One of the questions was, what is your favorite word? Question mark, which I can't spell favorite. You can actually right click on words to spell check them. Now it's spelled correctly. You can use any of the 10 questions. I'm going to go with what's your favorite word. Then I'm going to find people's answers. My favorite two answers were home, period. I'm going to hit enter and I'll type a dash. That means said this person, space. That was my answer. Comma, this is where you want to put their title. For mine, I can't type today. Teacher was the title. Now, if your text seems to disappear and you see this plus sign, that means your box just isn't tall enough. So we're going to make it bigger. And I spelled my own name wrong. Don't worry right now that people's names have blue underlines. Once we upload our student list to it, blue line means misspelled. No blue line means the name is spelled correctly, but this is not ready to work yet. So ignore all that for right now. Next, go find another person's answer. Somebody liked the word soap. and their name was Bob, wow, Smith. Bob Smith is a freshman. When you type people's names, capitalize their grade, comma, space, freshman for one person, sophomore, juniors, and senior. Okay, so what's your favorite word? Home by this person, soap by this person. Notice there's quote marks before and after each of the answers and a period inside the quote marks. Now let's import some pictures. You probably don't have a picture of these two people yet. That's perfectly fine. This is a practice page. To import pictures, close the small X that says return to book view. Don't close this X. You don't want to close your browser. Close the bottom X and say yes, you want to save it. To import pictures, we go to library. On the right-hand side, import export from my device. Now navigate to this PC, apps, journalism folder. Click and hit J, journalism, yearbook, 2024. I don't know, pick something. Homecoming, there we go. Random pictures, don't even care. To see them, tiny triangle, choose large or small. I'm sorry, large or extra large. Two random people. There's one person. I'm going to hold down my control key so I can click another person. There we go. There's a panther. Any two pictures. Doesn't matter what it is. You can upload them together or separately. Open. Over here is going to tell you the status of the uploading of the picture. It takes a minute. And these are all practice photos that other people have been practicing with. When it's ready, always choose tag images now. You're going to thank me later for this. Tag images now. When they have a blue border, you're able to tag them. I want you to tag them as practice. I need to add this first, but once you see me add it, you'll see it there the rest of the time. Okay. When you go to tag yours, you should now see the word practice. I'm going to choose both pictures, check mark practice, because we're not going to really use these later on probably. Now that they've been tagged, the reason why that's important is, let's say you're in charge of the girls soccer page. Once you upload these, you're going to see that there's thousands and thousands of pictures that go in order of uploading. If you don't remember the date, you can search for girls soccer right here, or prom or basketball or whatever you want to search for. So you do not have to search for thousands and thousands of pictures. Learn how to tag always. Once you upload your pictures, again, any two random pictures, I don't care what it is, go back to book. You should automatically go back to your pages. If not, go to filter, find your name again, double click. And the most recently added pictures are over here. Hover your mouse over the second icon that says Candids, and yours should be at the top. Other people's are at the bottom. But again, as more and more people do this, this will fill up to lots and lots of pictures. Click, drag it over. If for some reason this picture was sideways, you can edit the photo. You can also delete the photo later. There's lots of things you can do here to edit the picture. Click and drag. Now, the photos won't always go where you want them to. So, arrow key, double click. When I double click, I have some options here. Use the arrow keys on my keyboard to move things up, down, left, and right, and grab the mouse, grab the corner to make this bigger. I'm going to get that nice and centered. I want to make sure I don't go outside the box or don't fill the box completely. Click, there we go. Double click. I want this one up, and I want him a little bit more centered as best I can. Ta-da! That's not Bob. That's not Jamie. It's all good. So when you're finished, what's your favorite word? To answers or whatever question you have, to pictures, you're done. I just wanted you to draw a box, import a photo that you've tagged, type text, and move things around as needed. Once you're happy with it, go to File, Create Standard PDF. It's going to save this in your downloads. Hopefully you got everything to fit on the left-hand side. We're just going to print that page right there, page 30, which is the left-hand side of the spread, so we don't waste pages. You'll see this blue arrow pop up. Click the page number. Go to print. Again, don't print both pages. Go to even pages only. Oh, it's 2 and 3. Odd pages. There we go. This is technically page 3. So that you get a preview of just the page you worked with. One copy. Go to the NP272 one. That is our classroom printer. It's going to be black and white. Yes, our yearbook's going to be in color, but we're going to save some ink, hit print, and then go get it out of the printer by Beaver's desk, write your name on it, and turn that into the grading tray.